The following is a special presentation of TNN Motorsports. Last fall, it was Hal Goodson's Ford doing the victory dance and clinching the Slim Jim All-Pro Championship. This year, it's a wide-open field. Here at Nashville last October, it was Jeff Purvis's turn to drive into victory lane. Who will it be to go for the guitar in Nashville today? TNN presents live coverage of the Slim Jim All-Pro 200 from Nashville Speedway USA in Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Well, the winner of every Nashville race gets a brand new Gibson guitar, and today the winner may be the weatherman. We've been dodging scattered showers here all day. Had one that just came through here about 15 minutes ago and lasted about 2 minutes, but pelted the speedway with rain. Nonetheless, the track is dry. We're ready to go racing. We hope you are too. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Nashville. I'm Mike Joy. Nashville is one of the nation's busiest and most venerable short tracks. And this spring, for the first time in 23 years, it got a new coat of asphalt. It's a brand new track surface, and the track records in both divisions here have fallen. And Buddy Baker, anytime you have a new race surface, you have a new challenge for all these drivers.
Well, Mike, what they have a problem with right now is they practiced on the low part of the racetrack. There is no second groove. So they're going to have to be really careful in their early going to the race and move the groove up as they make it through the race here.
So getting used to this new surface and tire management will be key. And a fellow who does that well here drove to victory lane and got a guitar last March. Randy Pemberton's with him.
Well, that's Scott Hansen. He'll be starting 6th today in the Wisconsin Aviation Chevrolet. Yes, he's great with tire management. At least he hopes so today. What about it, Scott? Brand new racetrack. How are you going to be today?
Well, I hope we can do just what you said, is save the tires. We did not get a chance to scuff the tires at all. So we just have to race the racetrack first and see what it's going to do, and then, just like I said, try and keep the tires under the car.
Okay, good luck this afternoon. Mike, he should be a threat without a doubt. He'll start 6th.
Thanks, Randy. He's always tough here at Nashville. But, Buddy, again, with a new surface, you come in here, does everybody have an equal shot? Because the track is new to the veterans and the rookies alike.
Well, for one time, it is equal for everybody, I think. The rookies right now, they have just as good a chance of getting their car working as the guys that have a lot of track knowledge here. So we're going to see a great race today. I hope the weather stays under us.
Well, then, are you surprised that a driver who had never seen this racetrack is on the pole?
Well, not really, because his father is pretty well known in the modified division for building great motors, and look for good things out of Mr. Hutter.
Yep, that's what happened. A driver who'd never before seen this racetrack came in here and put his car on the pole. Randy's with him.
Well, you've heard a lot about motors being important even here at Nashville. This kid has had a hand in actually building the power plant that sits under the hood. His dad is a perfect great engine builder, I should say, for the Busch Series. Won 2 poles as well as a race this year. What about it? How's the power plant under there?
Oh, the motor's great. Motor's great. Car's great. Everything's. I couldn't ask for a better car, a better motor. The crew's worked real hard all winter, and we're really looking forward to this one.
What about your experience level, Matt? Can you run up front all day, or do you need to take a few lessons?
You know, I believe we can run up front. We got a great car here. You know, I've been running these cars a few years now, and you know, we're here and we plan to give it the best shot we can.
Okay, he's going to be fun to watch here this afternoon. Mike?
Matt Hutter, 24 years old, on the pole. Got some advice from Mike McLaughlin about running this racetrack a little earlier in the day. And scattered throughout this field are the best of the All-Pro Series, Hooters Cup Series, and ASA drivers, and 1 Winston Cup driver. Bobby Hamilton comes in here for a little Tennessee homecoming.
Boy, Bobby Hamilton, when they introduced him, the whole crowd stood up and cheered. What a crowd favorite he is, and look for good things out of him today also.
But still, buddy, I think this is just anybody's show with a brand new racetrack. I couldn't pick a winner out of this field.
I don't think you can, because track knowledge means absolutely nothing. It's the people that have their car working the best, and being here 100 times wouldn't mean a thing because it's a new surface.
Well, there are several hometown heroes here. Let's meet one. Here's Randy.
Well, Bobby Hamilton is certainly the man. He got the biggest ovation when he crossed the stage. Bobby feels pretty good coming home, doesn't it?
It really does, Randy. You know, Jeremy Mayfield tested this car for me Thursday. I got 5 laps in it, counting qualifying yesterday. So, car drove real good when it qualified, so we're going to see how it goes today. Try to stay out of trouble and hope the second groove comes in, but this place is really fast.
Okay, good luck this afternoon,
Thanks,
Bobby.
sir.
Well, we're dodging raindrops, but the track is dry, and we're just about ready to fire off the field and get going here at Nashville. Glad you could join us today for our live coverage on TNN. Stay with us from Nashville Speedway USA. We'll be right back with the starting lineup. Commercial transportation for today's broadcast has been provided by Ryder, the official transportation company for Opryland. Darkening skies. We're about set to get this one underway and get started here at Nashville Speedway USA. Now, way back, we had a lot of surprises in qualifying, but a couple of the front runners today we think will come out of that 8th row. That's where Randy is right now.
It's Rick Crawford and Eddie Mercer. Crawford is starting on the inside of the 8th row. He won the race, the first race of the season at Volusia. What about it here today? Are you ready to go?
The Circle Bar Motel and RV Park Ford is tuned in. I think we early draw in qualifying put us out on the track a little too early, and then as time went on, the car started picking up due to the shade. But like I say, thanks to Hogan Lumber Company and all the guys back at home in Georgia, and I'd like to say hello to Adam in Mobile. We're in good shape.
You concur with everybody else that tire management is going to be critical here today?
Yes and no. We're here live on television, so we won't have a good day all day long. But yeah, in a way, there's got to be a point in the race where you got to save tires where you have something left at the end.
Okay, good luck this afternoon. On the outside of him, Eddie Mercer. He's been on the front row several times here at Nashville. Should also be a threat. We'll get his thoughts. What about it, Eddie? You're sitting next to a champ over here as well. You going to follow him up through, or is he going to follow you?
I'd be happy following Ricky. We've raced a lot of years together, and Ricky's a good racer, and I'd be comfortable following him.
We're talking a lot about tire management and so forth. How do you feel? Comfortable with everything you got underneath the car?
Pretty good. Mother Nature, didn't cooperate that well. We didn't get that much practice, so we're a little off, but we worked on it. Went back to our notes, and the new pavement throws us a curve, but we think we're ready.
Okay, good luck this afternoon. They'll have a few pit stops to work on the car. Mike?
Well, a new surface means stiffer springs, softer shocks, and a few setup changes, but it should mean some great racing. We'll be right back. They fired the engines and the field rolls out for the first of 4 pace laps here at Nashville. On the pole for the Slim Jim All-Pro 200, Matt Hutter, 24-year-old rookie in his first All-Pro start, and Tony Walls has his 2nd straight front row start here at Nashville. Row number 2, Steve Allison, Bobby's 29-year-old nephew, best start ever for him, and Scott Sutherland looking for his first win since the '93 season. Row number 3, John Crow from California, 2nd Nashville start for the 26-year-old and defending champion Scott Hansen. Row number 4, Toby Porter, 4-time winner in All-Pro competition, and Mike Garvey, the former track record holder who won here October '93. Row number 5, Jeff Fultz, 27-year-old newcomer from Ohio, and Bobby Hamilton, the 2-time track champion here at Nashville, returns to his racing roots. Row number 6, Matt Kenseth ran 3rd in last year's 200 lapper here, and Hal Goodson, last year's All-Pro Series national champion. Row number 7, 2nd generation racer Wayne Anderson from Florida, finished 5th here last fall, and Andy Kirby, the 1994 Nashville Speedway champion. There's that 8th row with Rick Crawford, winner of the All-Pro opener in Florida, and Eddie Mercer, who has 2 top 10 finishes here. Row 9, Darrell Sage has over a dozen late model wins on this track, and Mike Cope, the '94 All-Pro champ. Row number 10 is Ron Young, twice a runner-up here at Nashville, and Conrad Burrs Chevrolet. Bill Alsop III, they call him Nipper. His dad, a former IndyCar driver, makes his Nashville debut. And Mark Day, the local track star from nearby Clarksville, Tennessee. Row 12, Derek Gilchrist, the 18-year-old from Raleigh, North Carolina. And Steve Christian, who was runner-up at Volusia County in the series opener last month. Row 13, Scott Walters, who ran 8th in last year's Slim Jim 200. He shares that row with Carl Long Chevrolet. Row 14, Kevin Evans in the number 84 Chevy, and the 46-year-old veteran from Kentucky, Bill Baird, number 62. Joe Nutt in number 48 is a 23-year-old driver coming out of ASA, and Chad Chapin, the 1993 Nashville Speedway champion. Skip Panel, number 40, in the 16th row with the 37-year-old from Pensacola, Florida, Scott Carlson. Row 17, Chuck Winters is the oldest driver in the field at 48. Michael Green Chevrolet is there as well. The 18th row, series regular Robert Burrows in a Chevy, and Tammy Jo Kirk carrying our in-car cameras here today. Row 19, George Ingol in a Chevy makes his 7th All-Pro appearance at Nashville. Brad Payne, 27 years old, out of Kentucky. Row number 20, Wayne Willard won an All-Pro race at Gainesville, Georgia last year, and Keith White in the number 26 Chevrolet. Tammy Jo Kirk will be carrying our in-car cameras on TNN today. There's the 360-degree race fan, and there's the number you can join her fan club. They hope to raise some funds to get her into a Busch Grand National car. There's the roof cam and out the passenger side window of her Monte Carlo. A couple of cars had trouble starting for this event, Randy.
Yeah, Tony Walls, outside pole sitter, couldn't get the car in gear. The engine was fired fine, but they worked on it on pit road. He finally rolled off as the field went by, did not lose a lap. As well as Darrell Sage, they had to go under the hood of his automobile, do a little tweaking there. That car would not fire at all. It finally did. Quickly on tire management, we talked about that earlier. The reason we're talking tire management is these guys only get 10 tires here today. 4 of them are already on the car. Now, they can use tires on any position of the car that they want. They can put them anywhere they want, but they only get 6 behind pit wall. So we'll just have to see who uses them and who uses them the best.
And Buddy, unlike Winston Cup and Busch racing, oftentimes these drivers, instead of changing rights or lefts,
Well, what they do is a lot of times they'll just put 2 on the rear. If they need a lot of forward bite coming out of the corner, they'll just change the rear tires instead of the right side or left side.
So we're set for the second race of 1996 for the Slim Jim All-Pro Series. Volusia County Speedway in Barberville, Florida had the opener. Here we are at Nashville for race 2. 200 laps is the distance. On this track, nearly 6/10 of a mile. Race record set a year ago. If we don't have a lot of cautions, that could fall, as they're running far faster than Mike Garvey's track record set a year ago. In today's field, 33 Chevrolets, 5 Fords, 1 Pontiac, and 1 Oldsmobile. Nearly 30 drivers went home. That's how big a field they had here.
Oh, they had 62 cars show up here, and boy, I tell you, when you just take 40 cars out of a 60-car field, a lot of people go home disappointed.
Just making this show was quite an accomplishment. Field bunches up in turn number 3. We're about to go green for 200 laps live on TNN today. 24-year-old Matt Hutter brings them around. Green flag. And there's one groove, remember, and Hutter has it down on the bottom of the racetrack. There's about to be 2 grooves.
Well, Mike, he'll make it through pretty well on this first lap. Just as I said that, we have a little bit of contact between cars there coming off turn 2, but everybody made it through.
Brushing the wall was Toby Porter in that black number 44.
We have trouble in turn 3.
Eric Gilchrist, number 83, brings caution out on the very first lap. Well, that didn't take long.
Well, Mike, it went down in the corner there. There was a group of cars there, and if you're in the wrong place and make any contact at all, around you go.
Gilchrist in the Tar Heel wood treating Chevy out of Raleigh, North Carolina, 18 years old. He brings out the first caution, and quickly they'll get realigned for the restart. Well, he's got trouble with the right front.
See the right front wheel there moving back and forth. That means that the steering arm or something's broke on that car. He's having a lot of trouble keeping the wheel up under it, or either broke, maybe he had an A-frame problem.
It'll be a brief caution. 200 laps the distance, so just past halfway would make this an official race. And with these thunderstorms in the area, NASCAR wants to get this one going and get it in. Buddy, a lot of the drivers seem to like the new surface. They said it's really fast, but a lot of them were just concerned about how you would pass on this track, especially in the early going.
Well, you know, when you put them out there and they run around the base of the racetrack to practice all the time like they've done all week, when you get up in that second lane, as we said earlier, it's very slick up there, so they're going to have to be careful.
Jake Winery, who works on Jeff Fuller's Busch car, and the Busch cars run here live on TNN tomorrow, was crew chief for Billy Bigley, one of the series regulars and standouts, who is not here today. We want to say hi to Billy, who is home as his son Dylan underwent surgery yesterday. So Billy's taking care of family matters and is not here with us in Nashville, and we want to wish Dylan a speedy recovery and hope Billy's back on the circuit soon.
Absolutely.
1 lap completed to the caution. So we're working the 4th lap now. Restart next time by. Tony Walls from the outside pole has taken the lead from Matt Hutter, number 99. As we get set for the restart. There's a look at Scott Hansen as we look forward in the field. There's Walls, number 81, out of Albertville, Alabama.
Boy, he loves this sport. He does not have a sponsor on that car, so you guys that are out there that have a little loose change, he can use it.
Walls would like to run the entire All-Pro season, but cannot right now because he is unsponsored, his own business. Sponsors that black car that is out front as we take the restart. That's Hal Goodson on the outside in that bright orange Hooterade car. The series champion trying to gain a couple of spots here in the early going. He's working against number 30, Jeff Fultz.
Well, one thing that you see there is Hal Goodson made a full lap in that second lane, so he's sticking pretty well. These cars are only 2,800 pounds, Mike, so they stick a little bit better than the Busch cars, but have to weigh quite a bit more.
Bottom of the racetrack, Scott Hansen carrying number 58 today, and the 2, Steve Allison, gets into a bump there. A little bump and run with number 23, the yellow car of Scott Sutherland. Front 3 cars beginning to take off now. That's Tony Walls, the black car 81. The blue silver numeral 99 is Matt Hutter, the pole sitter.
You see Matt Hutter's car a little bit stronger right in the center part of the corner, but look at Scott Hansen there in 3rd place, moving in on the front 2 cars.
Walls on the left side of your screen. Hutter on the right. Now Matt Hutter is new to this series, the driver in that blue car. He runs the Ice Series, Ice-T Series up in Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. And there's Hansen in 3rd place, defending champion of this race.
Yeah, the 53 car you were on right there in 3rd place. You watch how good he works that car through the corner. He never gets himself in trouble. We have trouble in turn 2.
Tammy Jo Kirk got really loose, did not lose the car. Saved it, kept going. And is back up to speed, no caution. 10 laps complete this time by. Tony Walls already beginning to lap slower cars. One car in trouble way up high in turn 2, Chuck Winders, number 9.
Yeah, Chuck Winders has got problems on the right side of the car. He's got a lot of sparks coming out of it. He's got real problems. We have another car smoking.
Show you what happened to Tammy Jo Kirk's car, and now caution is coming out for a slow car in the back straightaway. Bottom of your screen.
Oh boy, I don't know. I don't know whether there's contact getting in the corner or not, but she did a great job right there to get that car back straight.
So we are under caution for the 2nd time today here at Nashville Speedway USA. The Slim Jim All-Pro 200. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Nashville Speedway. Caution is out for the 2nd time. The 0 of Steve Christian. A lot of smoke erupted from that car in the back straightaway. That's the reason for this 2nd caution flag. Pit stop for Scott Sutherland. You see on the right side of your screen there. And we're going to have an extra lap or 2 of caution while a little oil dry goes down here along the front straightaway.
Mike, you can see it just as they're starting to put the oil dry down. You see this slick looking part right on the bottom part of the racetrack here. You'll see the oil dry going across there right now. That's where the engine erupted.
So Steve Christian out of Sugar Hill, Georgia, maybe out for the day. There you see the wrecker pushing him along. The Bell South Mobility Chevrolet.
These fiberglass bodies don't push very well. You can see it broke the quarter panel there where they're pushing him in.
Dial 411. He may need to dial 911 to get some help with that engine. Here after the pit stop is Scott Sutherland coming back out after a quick adjustment. And it looks like in a couple of laps we'll be ready for the restart. So let's take a break from Nashville Speedway and come right back with Green Flag Racing. The Wild Horse Saloon in downtown Nashville. Very popular spot, as you can see. You go in there for some dance lessons and a dose of country music, live recorded. whatever. It's a fun place.
It is that.
Let's go to the pits. Here's Randy.
Well, it appeared a blown engine as he went down the front stretch, but if you saw him come out of turn 4, you know it wasn't the case. Steve, what happened?
I wish I could use that as an excuse, but it wasn't. I honestly just a little over-aggressive, I guess, early in the race, trying to get up the front as quick as we could, slipped up and got into the wall. I hate it for Bell South. I wanted to have a good show for them today, but we'll get them next time in Louisville.
Okay, Steve Kristen out of it today.
Thanks, Randy. Well, light's still on the safety car. We'll get at least one more lap here before we go back to green.
Mike, it may not have been him, but they put a lot of oil dry down on the front straightaway for somebody there.
Getting it cleaned up now. Another stop for Scott Sutherland. Has word with the official at the end of pit lane and heads back in line. See if we get one to go this time by. From the drop of the green, Matt Hutter from the pole. Drop back to the second slot, Tony Walls. Out of Albertville, Alabama, his own company, Walls Accessories. Walls Tires is the sponsor. And the starter motioning them to try to run through that speedy dry, get a little of that cleaned off, so then we can go back to green flag racing. Immediately following our broadcast on TNN, Ned Jarrett hosts Inside NASCAR. He can fill you in on all the latest NASCAR news. That show expanded to 1 hour in length. Get you caught up on all the news. How about that helmet, buddy? Look.
You know, that's the one thing. They have better helmets than we used to have, for sure. That's really nice. These guys send these things off to people that do that for a living. That's all they do is design helmets for people.
You're inside Tammy Jo Kirk's car. She'd like to compete a full Busch Grand National schedule in 1997. Get a team going toward the end of this season to do just that. That is the phone number for their fan club. They're hoping to raise the funds to get her in a Busch Grand National ride.
You know, Mike, the one thing you have to say about Tammy Jo is she's for real. She won the Snowball Derby. I mean, she's a very aggressive race car driver.
Yep. That's a good job. Here's a look at your top 10. Al Goodson made a move from midfield. There's Mike Garvey, who was the track record holder going into this weekend. And a little more speedy dry going down along the front straightaway now. 16 laps on the board. Let's get an update on the multiple pit stops from Scott Sutherland. Randy?
Well, Scott from the driver's seat complained of his car smoking. He radioed the crew, said the car is smoking, so I'm going to bring it into your attention. He brought it in. They can't find anything wrong with it. So he came down, sat at the end of pit road, waited for the field to go by, and rejoined the race. So he's just going to have to wait and see if it continues to smoke when we get under green.
Sutherland out of Jefferson, Georgia. Starter has the green flag in hand, so we'll get one to go this time by. Ready to go back to racing at 16 laps is the number 4 of Ron Young, and 07 is Mark Day. As we get set to go green, and right with them, that blue car, Eddie Mercer 72. Lap car to the inside there is Keith White, number 26, the Bear Ashford car. But the man in the front of the field, Tony Walls, hopes to run this whole season if he can get some backing to do so.
Mike, you see them weaving the cars back and forth there, trying to get all the excess rubber and dirt that they build up on these tires running around here slow. They're hot and they're almost like a sponge picking up stuff. So when you go around, it's very important to clean your tires.
Mike Cope told us earlier the average car in this series, dry, weighs 2,350 pounds. They add some 200 odd pounds of lead and the driver, so 2,800 pounds with the driver and a full load of fuel. So these are really lightweight race cars when they roll off the truck.
Here comes a pace car off the racetrack, so they're going to drop the green flag when they come by here, it looks like.
18 laps complete. Tony Walls leads them down to the green. The newly repaved 6/10 mile Nashville Speedway getting its first workout here.
Here comes Scott Hansen in the 53 trying to take second spot. He's down in that low lane there. I think he'll probably get it as they go back into turn 1.
But look at the power Matt Hutter has.
Now that's the kind of car I always like, those that handle well down the straightaway.
But Hansen has the preferred groove, the one, as Buddy said, everybody's been practicing in. Here comes Steve Allison in that white number 2. And John Crow in the Red Dog 38. They're going to leave Matt Hutter hung out to dry. Way up the racetrack goes Hutter. Here comes Bobby Hamilton in that red 43. Hutter still can't drop in line.
Boy, he wants back in the groove down on the bottom. You can see how much slower it is in that second lane right now. Look at Scott Hansen there going for the lead into turn 1, Mike.
Hansen saw a few raindrops on the windshield, figured he wouldn't waste any time. Tony Walls in black, Scott Hansen in white. Maybe not that time.
No, he did. Walls just drove it in there about 3 car lengths deeper than he's been all week and got by Hansen. He got the lead back.
And Buddy, at the turn 3 and 4 end of the racetrack, the groove is moving up a little. At least the groove that Tony Walls is running. Trouble in turn 2. A car spins hard into the wall. Darrell Sage. And he had help. There were actually 3 cars embroiled in it as they went down into turn number 1. And once Sage got turned around, there was no saving it. And a quick, hard trip to the wall for the Murfreesboro, Tennessee native. He's a longtime runner here at the Speedway, and about 10 years ago tried a little Winston Cup racing. Let's show you what happened that put Darrell Sage in the fence. There are your leaders.
Mike, I don't know whether he had any help or not. It looked like he just went down in there and the back broke loose. He corrected into it and the car took a bite and run towards the wall.
Let's see if there might have been contact prior to that, buddy. Perhaps not.
That's going to be tough to tell.
There's Darrell Sage. Gonna hook up to that car, haul it off, and we'll get back to green flag racing here at Nashville. We'll be right back. Well, it's one of those days here at Nashville. Those are raindrops on the roof cam of Tammy Joe's car, but it's raining in turn 1 and not in turn 4.
Mike, you can see right there blue skies going into turn 1, but look on the film there. You can tell that in-car camera there that the rain's coming down pretty good. That's the aggravating part of the day. It'll rain in one corner and not the other.
Not a good day to be Willard Scott. All right, Darrell Sage climbed out of his car unaided. He is okay. Let's show you what happened again down in turn 1. Hard to tell.
Hard to tell, yeah. He got down in there and it looked like the car broke loose. And when you turn back into it like that, boy, I mean, it goes right straight up towards the wall.
More a function of the if the new pavement have anything to do with that, I'm reminded they're not on radial tires. They're on bias ply tires in this series. They respond a little
well,
differently.
it's just new racetrack out there, and when you get out there sideways, there's very little chance of getting it back straight.
So there's the field lined up on the back straightaway. And has it stopped raining? Sure looks like it. I mean, the sun's out in a couple of places around here. It's been a very strange day for weather, folks. We had one hard shower that lasted about 4 minutes and then stopped. They dried the racetrack. We got the event started. Now a little brief shower, and well, now there's a little sunshine again.
Mike, the good part, if it don't rain anymore than it's doing right now, the racetrack has heat in it from the race itself, so it'll dry itself pretty quick.
There you see from that camera shot the sun poking through, but a couple of drops of rain on the lens. So we'll check with NASCAR and see what we'll do here in Nashville, Tennessee, and be back with you live on TNN after this. Welcome back to Nashville, Tennessee, and it's become Rainy City, USA today. Scattered showers was the forecast from the morning. We've been actually battling them for 2 days here at the Speedway. On and off rain showers, which may have helped in a way, buddy, to cool this asphalt just a little bit and, you know, help cure this racetrack as we get squared away for 2 big days of racing here at Nashville.
Well, Mike, it looked like the rain has stopped for the moment, and with the racetrack being as warm as it is, we might get back to action pretty quick here.
Yep, not raining or just a little bit of a drizzle right this moment as you have a look at some of the drivers that started this race today, lined up under red flag on the backstretch. Well, it's a big day of racing tomorrow here live on TNN. Kicks off with the Florida Dodge Dealers 400. That's the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series opener tomorrow at noon Eastern Time from Homestead Motorsports Complex south of Miami. Live on TNN, and as soon as that race is over, they'll switch you right here to Nashville. The Bell South Mobility Opryland USA 320 Busch Grand National Race right here on TNN Motorsports, where it just doesn't get any closer. And there's also live drag racing here on TNN tomorrow. Big triple header of live action from all around the country. Daryl Sage's car goes up on the hook. Short day for the Gold Star Petroleum, number 21, the Murfreesboro native. And we're under a red flag following this third caution of the day. 26 laps have been completed. Tony Walls has been at the head of the field. They just told him to fire engine, so it looks like we'll have a few laps of caution before we get back to green here. Make sure the track surface is completely dry. So thanks for bearing with us as they roll them off here. We'll come back and give you a look at these all-pro competitors. Right now, let's take a pause from Nashville Speedway USA, and we'll be right back with more action in NASCAR Slim Jim All-Pro Series. You're watching All-Pro Racing live on the Nashville Network. Highway transportation provided by Cedar Ridge RV Center, Branchville, New Jersey, featuring Winnebago. Call Joe Barbagallo and the folks at 1-800-988-4884, and you'll see why Cedar Ridge is the choice of champions. Welcome back to Nashville. You see the sun is out once again. Well, except for turn one. The sun is out once again. And they're trying to get this surface dried off and get back to racing. Daryl Sage's car comes by to be loaded up. Let's get down to Randy.
Well, Daryl Sage has been taken to the infield care center here. This is his father, Lee. You had a chance to go in there and see him. Is he okay?
Yes, he's fine. They're just going through a routine check of checking everything out, making sure that there's nothing. But he's fine. He's alert, talking.
Disheartening day for you guys.
Yes, and you know the Gold Star people. We had some of our crew members put some money into the car to come down here and run today. So, but that's what we're in racing for. If there wasn't chances in it, well, we probably wouldn't be here. So there's good days and bad days. It's just one of the bad ones.
As they say, better luck next time.
That's right. Thank you very much.
They just asked Tony Walls on the radio, NASCAR officials in touch with his crew, what the track surface was like. Says it's still just a little bit slick. They'll run a couple more laps of caution here. There's Walls at the front of the field, that black, red numeral 81. Scott Hansen in white. Steve Allison, the white number 2. John Crow in that red dog 38. And Bobby Hamilton in the number 43. That's the front 5. As they parade around here, getting a little more heat into the racetrack. Tomorrow on this same surface, same station, 300 laps of Busch Grand National racing. As was the case with these earlier showers, it seems the second groove on the racetrack drives a little quicker. The bottom groove still needs a little bit of attention, so a couple more laps here.
Mike, that's the groove.
The
second
groove?
one. Yeah, you don't want up there. When you start to go in the corner and you see you're in the second groove, you kind of go, not yet. But right now, they'll dry it pretty quick because these cars are really hot, the headers and all, and they're right down on the ground, so it'll dry the track pretty quick.
Couple more laps of caution. We'll be back to green flag racing here. Sterling Marlin on the pole for tomorrow's Busch race. And Race Talk is tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Ron Hornaday, Dale Earnhardt's driver, with a new sponsor on his race truck. And Mike Skinner, series champion, will be with you right here live on TNN Motorsports.
Mike, it don't get no better than that. Boy, I tell you what, Ron Hornaday, anybody who wants to know what he drives like, he's a carbon copy of Dale Earnhardt. Of course, Skinner's the reigning champion in the trucks, and he's done a whale of a job in those cars, in the trucks too. He's just phenomenal.
That truck series is going to be a lot of fun this year, and you'll see a lot of those races right here on TNN. Had a great first year and a lot of growth in the series for year number 2. Let's check with Randy. He's in the leader's pit.
we hate to keep talking about tire management, but I'm going to do it one more time still early on in this race. Tony Walls is leading this race. Talked to his crew chief just moments ago, said, if this guy pressures me, speaking of Hansen, I'm going to go ahead and let him go because we're going to save some stuff for a few laps into this race. So that's the strategy. If he gets a little too much pressure, going to go ahead and let Hansen go and just follow him around for a while.
You know, Mike, when you hear somebody say that, though, you get in that outside lane and you can go from 1st to 25th, and you'll have to use the tires up more than you would if you stay in front trying to get back to the front again.
Yeah, we saw what happened to pole sitter Matt Hutter when he got caught in the high groove. He got shuffled pretty well back in the running order. Hutter right now in 6th place. Hansen got underneath him, and 3 more cars got back before he jumped into line in front of Mike Garvey. I'll show you where everybody's running here at 31 laps. Tony Walls, Scott Hansen, Steve Allison, John Crow, Bobby Hamilton, the top 5. Pole sitter Matt Hutter. And on back through Matt Kenseth in 10th spot. There's the rest of your top 20. You see Rick Crawford's moved up 4 spots. And a 25 car, that's Wayne Anderson out of Florida. We expect he'll be tough today. Back through the 20th position, that's Scott Walters. And back through 30th place, that's where number 23 is Scott Sutherland, who made those pit stops under the first caution flag. And you see out of the race from 37th on back. 1 lap and we'll go racing. I'll give you a look at where your favorite All-Pro driver is as they come by. It's Walls in black, Hansen and Allison the white cars. John Crow.
See him wiping them tires down and getting a little heat in them, so when the flag does come out, they won't run down there on cold tires with a lot of buildup on them. Mike, this has to be the most aggravating part of a race, is running around slow like this. They want to get back to action. They had to stop over there and kind of regroup again. Mentally, it aggravates you to have to stop once you get the show underway.
Riding with Tammy Jo Kirk as we get set for the restart.
I'd say that one does not have anything left on the tires. He is going pretty hard back.
I think it's pretty cleaned off. She's in 25th position. 24 laps under yellow, 10 under green, and we are back under green. Walls and Hansen take off into turn 1. A little bit of swirling around there mid-pack, but everybody gets through okay.
Boy, Bobby Hamilton made a great move going down in there to take over the 4th spot in the 43 car. He's moving right up to the front. He's got a lot of track knowledge here.
Hamilton's the red car. Chomping on the back bumper is Steve Allison. Allison drops low to protect that bottom groove. Hamilton is not going to dive under him. Not that time. Hamilton looks to the high side.
That's John Crow in the 38 there. The Red Dog Special.
Hamilton up high, going to make the move. And
wow,
Allison gave him a lot of room there.
You talk about a show of strength right there. That second groove.
Trouble back straightaway, buddy. One car has spun around to the inside of the back stretch and is stopped. Now we'll get a caution. Nipper Alsop in number 74. And they roll around to the caution flag. Second generation driver from Woodstock, Vermont. Alsop spins right exactly midpoint of the back straightaway. Looks like he has it running again. There's a little damage to the front of number 84, Kevin Evans. Here is the tail end of Alsop's spin. And it looked like he got that car refired, but he has lost at least a lap. Alsop hopes to run the entire All-Pro Series as a rookie this year. There's the damage on the front of the 84, Kevin Evans. And it looks like the hood is bowed up on Tammy Joe's car.
Yeah, when they start checking up like that, this chain reaction looks like she got in the back of a car in front of her and just bowed the front end right up on the car.
There's Alsop.
He hit the inside wall pretty hard there. I would imagine they'll have to do a lot of chassis work on that car before he goes on.
So the cautions here have come kind of fast and furious. Not a lot of green flag racing yet. I'll show you what happened to Tammy Jo Kirk from the in-car in real time.
Okay, the spotter probably says, oh, man. I'd say also I've had a little bit of help there. Wow.
That was Joe Knott, number 48, who's now up the high part of the racetrack there. Got into Nipper also a couple of times. As
Tammy Jo had absolutely nowhere to go, and reaction time wasn't there. She just didn't have anything to do with that, but got involved.
Well, they peeled the hood off number 52. And she'll go back out. Here's roof cam showing us the tubular frame on these cars, a little bit about how those coilover shocks mount on there.
Mike, there's not anything on the front of that car that's not adjustable. I've never seen anything like it. They can raise the track bars. They can do anything on the front. A-frames. Very, very good race car. They're modified with a body on them, really.
If you're from the West Coast, this would be a Northwest Tour or Southwest Tour car. Maybe an art goer similar to an ASA car in the Midwest. And in the Northeast, where NASCAR modified racing is king, if you took the sheet metal off this, you're right. It's got a 2-inch offset chassis. And Mike Cope was telling us he's got a Troyer-style rear end under the car. So you could reskin this probably as a NASCAR modified and be pretty much in the ballpark. Number 84, Kevin Evans, going around. You can check out NASCAR online. I'll tell you, all the online services have an awful lot to offer the NASCAR fan, and boy, they're out there and they're participating on the internet. And NASCAR has its own website on the World Wide Web, NASCAR.com in web speak. You'll find qualifying and race results, point standings, garage information, team and driver biographies, and question and answer sessions with folks in NASCAR racing. Check out NASCAR online before, during, or after the race.
Mike, a lot of people would probably want to, oh, yeah, hello, take a little nap. Nothing going on right at the moment while they clean up the racetrack here, but you see the hood off of Tammy Jo's car. That will not hurt that car as far as the performance here, because aerodynamics mean absolutely nothing at this racetrack.
And it's a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because, well, here's the hood off.
Well,
and that car once again
put it back on.
There may have been a little steam there. As we continue under caution, should be ready to go back under green here shortly as they hook up to a car off turn number 2. We'll be right back. We're back under green. One lap ago, they dropped the green flags. Scott Hansen got held up by a lapped car, and Bobby Hamilton drove that red machine underneath to take second place.
Bobby Hamilton is able to pass on the bottom or the top part of the racetrack. That makes the car really get around this racetrack. He don't care where he passes. You watch him, he's not the least bit afraid to take that outside line to pass cars.
The Regency Pontiac for Hamilton, only Pontiac in the field. That red number 43. Dropping Scott Hansen to third. John Crow is fourth.
Oh, little contact there on the lap car.
Battle for fifth. Hamilton gets impatient with the lap car. 0-1, Wayne Willard.
That was just a light tap there to let him know that, hey, I'm running second place. I need to get going here.
That's right, because Tony Walls is trying to check out. Look at the lead that Walls has built up here.
Oh, we have trouble in turn 4.
Matt Hutter is spun around at turn number 4, and caution is out again. That's Hutter to the right side of your screen, and a lot of damage on the Fuelman Chevrolet of Andy Kirby, the former track champion here at Nashville.
Boy, that car knocked over 1.5 feet on the front.
Kirby's is, yes. Matt Hutter tries to get refired. Let's show you what happened here.
See Bobby Hamilton on the outside there.
Well, that's Mike Garvey, 42, getting tangled up there with Hutter. And look at the chain reaction.
Boy, oh boy. Now you watch them come in here. They're all trying to slow down. That's a real good job. That could have been about a 15-car pile up there if the drivers hadn't had good spotters.
But Andy Kirby on the left corner of your screen is the car that ended up with the most damage. Matt Hutter was able to drive away. Spends his weekday working as a machinist in his dad Ron Hutter's engine shop, balances pistons, matches up connecting rods as part of the assembly process of what have been some great winning race motors in the modified and Busch divisions over the years.
Mike, I'm looking at his car. It does not look like he has a lot of damage to it.
So the caution out at lap 49. Andy Kirby comes into the pits. And he has gone a lap down. We'll be back with you live here on TNN at Nashville Speedway after this. One of the big projects undergoing here in Nashville is this huge expansion, as this architect's model shows, of the Opryland Hotel. Quite an unbelievable place when it's done, and this should all be done, finished, and open in time for the TNN Salute to Motorsports in late June.
Well, I sure hope they get my room finished in time.
Yeah, mine too. 51 laps complete. Green next time by. Tony Walls has led the whole way. Bobby Hamilton, that red car, has fought his way up to second. Scott Hansen now in third. In fourth is John Crow. In fifth is Mike Garvey. As we look at the top 10, there's your front five. Toby Porter now up to the sixth spot. Hal Goodson, Matt Kenseth, Rick Crawford, and Jeff Foltz, the top 10. The sun pokes back out. Welcome sight.
Mike, you see the lap cars there on the inside. It's very important if you're leading this race to get a great jump so you can get back to the bottom part of the racetrack and not get hung up on the outside of this racetrack.
That's Wayne Willard in 0-1 there. Lovable Outlet Stores, and pole sitter Matt Hutter, who has gone a lap down. 17 green and 36 yellow laps so far.
Wow, look at the rainbow. All right.
Oh, okay. It's the payoff window down there at the base of it. Green flag. Tony Walls takes off. Bobby Hamilton with him. Walls clears the 0-1 of Wayne Willard. And now it's Hamilton up against the back bumper there. Looks to the high side.
See Hamilton making that move on the outside. He's not afraid to put his car out there, but he did not get the move on Willard that he wanted yet.
Now he's there, and Scott Hansen pulls up in that white car. Wisconsin Aviation Machine.
Whoa, Scott Hansen got tagged going in the corner there. He turned around in front of a whole bunch of traffic there.
And they're all going to miss him. Caution is out.
Can you believe not one car got into him? He turned around right in the middle part of the racetrack going into turn 3, and nobody collected him.
Well, a good bit of luck and a great bit of car control when that car got turned around backwards. You saw how far he rolled backwards to try to stay away from oncoming traffic. Hansen stays on the lead lap. Watch the left side of your screen here. Let's have a look at what happened.
You see Hansen on the outside of Willard. They make a little contact there, and around goes Hansen. You talk about luck.
Wow, 42. Mike Garvey, attaboy. Started low and then went to the high side and missed Hansen, whose life probably flashed before him.
You see Hansen there, though. He mashed the clutch in and let the car go down the racetrack.
Yep.
He kept it as straight as he possibly could. He didn't want to just sit there dead still.
Yeah, if he'd slammed on the brakes, somebody would have hit him.
Most likely.
Hansen comes around, may come pit side. Likely flat spotted some tires in that spin. So Scott Hansen, I think perhaps earlier than he wanted, is going to have to use up some of his tire allotment here at only 55 laps.
Wow. Well, he's lucky just to be able to take his race car down pit road and do anything to it, because he could have really got whacked.
Hansen, you see, usually 53. They're scoring him as 58 today, as series regular Robert Burrows has number 53 for the season. Nevertheless, right side Hoosiers go on the Chevy Monte Carlo of the defending champion of this race, Scott Hansen. We're under caution. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Nashville. There's a new official NASCAR store. NASCAR Thunder opens May 11th at Gwinnett Mall Place in Atlanta. Stop on by and look around. 59 laps complete as they come by for the restart. 48, Joe Knott has taken his car to the garage area. Matt Hutter down on the inside on this restart, as is 01 Wayne Willard. Willard did not get lapped on the racetrack. He got lapped when he was black flagged for passing on a restart. Quick car able to run with the leaders. Now here's Bobby Hamilton, as Matt Hutter was trying to get his lap back. Unable to do it from the race leader, 81 Tony Walls.
I'd say Matt Hutter's going to be a real problem for Hamilton to get by, because Hutter's got a real quick car down the straightaway. You see him pull about a car length on Hamilton going down into turn 3.
Up off of 4, and Tony Walls is able to open up a little bit of breathing room.
You know, Mike, you hear people say, well, why don't he get out of the way? But he's trying to get back in the lead lap and get a chance to win this race, because he has a real quick car. Hutter's doing the best he can do right now, and he's really not holding up Hamilton at this moment.
Doesn't look like it. In fact, he's closed right back up on the leader, Tony Walls. Now, Scott Hansen restarted from the back of the pack. Randy, what's Hansen's strategy now?
The strategy's pretty good, Mike. They can go the distance without pitting again. They changed right side tires, filled it up with fuel. They're the only team out there right now, I believe, that can go all the way without a problem. So if this thing happens to go green, which I don't think it will, but if it does, he's got an advantage.
Thanks, Randy. Hansen, a two-time winner here, has 3 top 5s in the Fall All-American 400. John Crow in 38, Red Dog car holding off Toby Porter's black number 44. Mike Garvey has passed that group.
See John Crow right there. He looks like he's having a little bit of problem right in the center part of the corner. And you see Porter there just giving him all he can stand right in the center part of the corner here.
John Crow came out of Legends Cars and has made his way up to the All-Pro Series, native of California. And here comes Porter right after it. Toby down to the inside.
Whoa,
that's close.
Oh, easy.
Oh, that's close.
Now that's what's great about short track racing. You see that little bit of movement there. There's a little bit of contact, but just enough to let you know I'm still here and I'm going to try to get by you.
What you call casual contact?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
You call it cosmetic, I call it casual.
Al Goodson now pulls up on John Crow. Goodson, defending champion in that Hooterade bright orange and white machine. Won't run the entire series this year, but will compete in selected events. Right behind him, number 4 is Ron Young in that red and silver machine, the Chevrolet. Buddy, this is the first sustained run of green flag racing we've had.
It is that, and what they're doing now is everybody's really getting an opportunity to see what they need to do to their cars. If they do have a car, they need to make an adjustment on it. But these long green flag runs is when you really fix your car to win the race.
Now back up front, Matt Hutter is staying right with the race leader Tony Walls, and they have left Bobby Hamilton.
What a great run by the... Oh, we have a car smoking on the back straightaway.
That's Michael Green, number 66. Deputy Dog Michaels Motors Company Chevrolet.
Mike, he got out of the groove real quick, so I don't believe he put down a lot of oil on the groove part of the racetrack.
Michael Green comes pit side. And there's your leader, Tony Walls, and pole sitter Matt Hutter, 1 lap down in that blue number 99.
Great run by the 24-year-old Hutter there in the 99 car. He's a lap down, but he's as fast as anybody on the racetrack.
Now let's find the second place car and third. Going out of view are Bobby Hamilton and Mike Garvey. There's John Crow and Hal Goodson just behind them.
Hal Goodson in the 16 there's a defending champion in this All-Pro, but you see him giving John Crow just a little nudge to let him know, yeah, I'm still here.
And behind them is Matt Kenseth. There's the silver car, Kansas 68. An apparent winner at Volusia County, but disqualified. Rick Crawford got the victory.
Brad Payne, you can see him on the bottom part of the racetrack. He had an engine problem. He's going into the pits as we speak.
Here's Goodson. He had the bottom on John Crow, but couldn't complete the pass.
You watch Goodson get down in the corner. He's really good from the time he gets back in the throttle. Right there in the center part of the corner is where John Crow's losing all his time right now. I think he may have a loose condition on the race car. Comes Goodson on the inside. Boy, with that heads up. If he'd have stuck the nose in there, John Crow comes right back down in the bottom part of the racetrack. That's heads up driving on Goodson's part.
That's the battle for 5th place. Let's go back up front where the leaders are in traffic, and that's changed this race a little. On the left, Tony Walls, the black car. Then Matt Hutter a lap down, and here's Bobby Hamilton has caught Hutter once again, and Mike Garvey is right with Hamilton. Hal Goodson has taken 5th place away from John Crow.
You know, John Crow probably realizes he has a little bit of a handling problem at the moment, and he has to do something.
Trouble on the 4 car of Ron Young. He was running in 7th, and he is now just crawling down the back straightaway. Looks like he will make it to the pits. There's Young. We stay green.
Boy, oh boy, I don't know whether he has enough momentum to get all the way to the pit road.
Just coasting. 79 laps complete. There's your lead distance. And now Mike Garvey has passed Bobby Hamilton for 2nd place.
Boy, Mike Garvey's showing a lot of muscle early in the race here. He's running the leader down. He's gaining on him fast. You see him giving Hutter a little notion that I'm here. I'm running 2nd place. Hutter's got a mirror full of him right at the moment.
That's the Porter and Cable Chevrolet, and yellow is out. Ron Young did not make it around to pit road, and they had to waive the caution. So Mike Garvey, the former track record holder here, has moved up to 2nd spot, and on this restart he'll be aligned right behind Tony Walls. Well, will they make pit stops or will they stay out? We'll check it out when we come back live to Nashville Speedway USA.
Ooh, Garvey.
We're back. We're under caution here at Nashville, and a lot of the leaders did decide to make pit stops. Randy?
Well, champion Mike Cope was just in. 3-tire stop on this the 57 Penrose car. No left front tire on that car, just 3 tires. Hal Goodson was in, a host of cars on pit road. A variation of pit stop strategy down here, but I thought it was neat. 3 tires on the 57 car, no left front.
Quite a variation. Right sides again for Scott Hansen. Rick Crawford was in. Mike Garvey gave up 2nd place to make a pit stop. Hal Goodson, defending series champ, was in, and also Toby Porter, who was in the front 5. Here's your race leader, Tony Walls, driving his own number 81. If he can get a sponsor, he'll run the whole series. And he comes in, excuse me, that is not the leader. That is the 01 of Wayne Willard.
Boy, I thought I was going to have to correct you.
I wish you had. Actually, Wayne from Beaufort, Georgia, stopped us. He's picked up a sponsor for the season, Lovable Factory Outlet Stores. He says he got that sponsor in large part due to the exposure he was able to get on TNN running here last fall.
That makes us feel good because I guarantee you these guys put on a great race, and the guys like that dedicate themselves in the sport, they should have good sponsors.
So since 81, Tony Walls is still out there. I wonder what the strategy is there and at the Bobby Hamilton pit where the Regency Pontiac stays on the speedway. There's Walls. And we'll come up on the halfway point here in 7 laps.
You know, Mike, the big question is right now, is track position the most important thing or fresh tires? Because the tires are pretty hard anyhow, and it's a regulated tire, so just changing tires might might not mean that much on new pavement.
Look at your top 5 the way they're running. None of these drivers stopped. I think you have to go back to about 11th place to find the first driver who stopped under the caution. 10th place, Garvey. As you ride along with Tammy Jo Kirk. Caution stays out. Scott Sutherland on pit road. And also the 17, George Engel. And the hood has been up for quite a while on Mark Day's car. Track truck has a last look up in turn number 4 for any debris left over from the earlier incident. There it goes, one of those 97 Fords. Let's see what the indication is from the flag stand here.
I would bet you that Matt Huddard's going to make a real move on Walls trying to get his lap back on this restart. That's him in the second place car there, the number 99.
Bit of debris down in turn number 1, so the track crew still has a little more work to do. Average speed so far, just about the posted speed limit in downtown Nashville. No new record will be set today for this race. 7 cautions for 45 laps. That's more than half the distance we've run so far. And I think, buddy, mostly attributed to just hard white knuckle racing and not to the new surface.
That's what I'm looking at. I mean, Hamilton's already proved that there is a second groove out there. He moved up there and moved himself right in the second spot at one part in this race. And, you know, I think it's right now it's just hard knuckle racing, and they got to give and take a little bit, and they're not giving much. They're taking a lot.
We may get one to go this time. Starter has the green flag in hand. Coming up June 26th to 30th right here in the Music City, TNN salutes motorsports at Opryland. For information, call 615-889-6611. Weekdays, find out how you can be a part of it.
I did that last year, and I tell you what, there was a ton of people up here, and I had a great time.
Wasn't quite as big as fanfare, but it's gaining on it fast. It was a lot of fun. 1 to go. Tony Walls your leader. Bobby Hamilton in second. Mike Garvey was second. He made a pit stop. That moves John Crow up to 3rd. And in 4th place, Eddie Mercer.
Eddie Mercer. Boy, I tell you, he's a handful if he gets up there. He knows how to win in these races.
That's that bright blue car in 4th place on the outside lane. In 5th, number 2, Steve Allison. In 6th, the number 15, Carl Long. In 7th, on our unofficial rundown, Skip Pannell. In 8th, Robert Burrows, number 53. In 9th, Matt Kenseth. And in 10th, the first of the cars that stopped.
Oh, don't do it,
42,
Matt. They'll
Mike
get
Garvey.
you for that. Uh-oh.
Well, the green flag waves, and they were pretty even at the line.
Mikey backed off. He did a very smart thing. He backed off, and of course, Walls made the best of it. See, Hamilton almost getting the wall there.
Bobby Hamilton climbed the hill and paid the price. Watch that blue car, Eddie Mercer. He's flying toward the front. That bright blue machine of Mercer comes off the corner. In 3rd place, trouble as Anderson spins in turn 4. Wayne Anderson spun in the 4th corner, and he may not get going here. Caution is out.
He better move.
Wayne, the son of Florida late model, longtime ace Dick Anderson, out of Wildwood. He's up here to run both divisions. That's a beautifully put together race car. We had a up close look at that one unskinned this morning.
Oh.
But does have it refired now. Let's show you the restart. Matt Hutter got a jump, and it was a too big a jump, and let's see how he corrected.
Mike, you see, he's almost a car length, but he put the brakes on right there and let the lead car go by first, and that saved him a black flag and another lap.
And that's what forced Bobby Hamilton way up high. And look at Hamilton lost 3 positions.
Here comes Bobby down pit road as we speak.
Yep, pit stop time for Bobby Hamilton. Let's see if they put 2, 3, or 4 tires on it. Randy's there.
That's a good question. They're going with the wide 5 on this car. They're going to go right sides on this stop so far. We're going to see if they come around to the left side. What I mean by wide 5, there's two patterns to these wheels. You can have a tight 5, which makes it a little bit easier to change tires, but the wide 5 for their lug nuts they're spaced a little wider, but they're a little lighter. So this team going with the wide 5. Now they're going around to the left side. Pretty good pit stop so far. He had nothing to lose at this particular time. Since he lost so much ground, he might as well come in now and change him. So they're continuing on the left side, trying to fill it up with all the gas they can. Going to go to the finish. He's down the way.
The wide 5 hub design dates to the Buck Baker short track days when you had to run a truck hub on the right front for safety.
That's exactly what it looks like, just like the old truck hub.
You never ran those?
No.
No, that was the Buck Baker days.
Yes.
Okay. That's Matt Hutter stopped down
got
there
no
in turn
clutch,
number
maybe.
1. Oof. That would be a tough break.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Pole sitter Matt Hutter. You see that post down underneath the bumper of the car? You see where the frame drops down just a little bit there? That's so they can jack up just the rear end of the car and change only rear tires.
Yeah, lifts the right rear also, so both tires come up at the same time. That little stop there, that's all it's for, is just for jacking up the whole rear of the car.
He's now gone 2 laps down. And looks like he'll need a push to get restarted.
Tough break.
So a couple more pit stops, but the one driver who is still out there is Tony Walls. Well, buddy, almost everybody else has made a pit stop now. John Crow, Eddie Mercer, Steve Allison. They have not stopped. And neither has the 40 of Skip Panel, or I believe the 53 of Burroughs or the 68 of Kenza. Interesting strategy. We'll see how it plays out. Welcome back to Nashville, where you can go to Opryland USA and ride the General Jackson, a very lavishly restored steamboat. You can see it's a triple decker. And inside, man, this place is fancier than the Wild Horse Saloon. Great way to spend the day out on the river. Great way to spend the day tomorrow is right here on TNN, the Bell South Mobility Opryland USA 320. Sterling Marlin's on the pole for tomorrow's Busch Grand National Race, and you'll see it live right here on TNN Motorsports. We're getting set for the restart. Only 5 cars have not pitted. Tony Walls, the leader. John Crow, 38 in second. Eddie Mercer, number 72, that bright blue car. The white number 2 of Steve Allison, and Skip Panel in number 40. Everyone else has made a pit stop for at least 2 tires.
All right.
93 laps complete. Let's get back to green.
Broken transmission for Matt Hutter.
Oh, tough break for Matt Hutter. Broken transmission, Randy reports. Clean restart, buddy. The question is, how quickly can these fellows with new tires get back to the front?
Well, I don't know, but I know one thing. It's been track position up to now, and I would have been afraid to stop too and lose that much track position, because everything has happened from the center part of the group out there to the rear of the field. So I would stay out as long as I could, but apparently they're going to have a lot of caution.
Tony Walls with the lead. Trying to earn enough money and attract enough notice to get a full-time sponsor to run this whole series. Now right behind him, Anderson, the cause of that last caution, trying to get a lap back. Number 25 out of Florida. Then John Crow, the second place car. Mercer in third. Ron Young is a lap down. Steve Allison pulls to the inside. The fourth place car in trouble. A lot of smoke.
I saw a lot of fluid coming out of Allison's car as he went down into turn 1. It looks terminal for the 2 car.
Coasting toward pit road is Steve Allison. Started third, his best start ever. Big battle here as Hal Goodson leads Mike Cope in 57, and that's Rick Crawford's Ford number 14.
See, Rick Crawford's trying that outside, and he seems to get great bite up off the corner there. He's fighting with Goodson and Cope as they go down to turn 3.
That's Kenseth, the silver car. Matt Kenseth following Mike Garvey up through. 53 is Robert Burrows on the high side. And Crawford goes on by, and so does Mike Cope in 57. Jason Keller, Busch driver, is up spotting for Mike Cope today. He said, if Cope's running well, tell everybody I'm spotting for him. And if he's not, well, I'm busy. Elsewhere. Bobby Hamilton trying to drive back toward the front, pulls under Jeff Fultz.
Bobby.
Whoa, Fultz hangs onto it. Nice save.
The 44 there is Toby Porter. He is running really well. He went back to the back of the field there and is working his way back towards the front.
He got tires on the next to last caution flag. Buddy, these drivers up front that have not stopped are really pulling away from the pack.
That's what I was saying. I didn't see any advantage in changing tires, but they will have stopped before it's over, I'm sure.
Back up front, that black car is Tony Walls, the leader. Number 25 laps now. Walls has led every lap. Now Wayne Anderson pitted for tires at lap 81. So that red car, Anderson, his tires are fresher than Tony Walls, but he's been unable to pass the leader and get his lap back.
Look at Mike Garvey. He jumped to the outside there. This car has been like on a string all day long. He don't mind putting it out on the outside to make a pass.
Garvey, number 42, has 7 career All-Pro Series wins. He's also had a try at Busch Grand National Racing and moves to the outside of number 40, Skip Pannell. Pannell is one of those 5 cars that has not yet stopped, and Mike Garvey moves up to 4th place. Matt Kenseth moves past Tammy Jo Kurt. Rick Crawford and Hal Goodson. And the 44 of Toby Porter.
You see Tammy Jo there in the 52 car. She's struggling just a little bit, but she was involved in a little altercation early in the race, and she may have done a little bit of damage to the chassis itself.
Now here's Scott Hansen moving past Tammy Jo, and that'll move Hansen up into 11th place.
Boy, that's not very good visibility through turn 3 and 4 there. You can see the glare in the windshield. It's almost a blind spot on the racetrack.
This pack of cars about 10 seconds behind the race leader, Tony Walls.
You can see where you're turning into turn 3. Look when you get right here. How much can you see? Very little.
Ron Young again heads pit side. 109 of 200 laps complete. And now Walls is even moving away from Anderson as you watch Matt Kenseth pull up on Skip Pannell. This battle is for 5th place. And Crawford.
Crawford had the position, but he wasn't. Oh, easy.
Rick Crawford at number 14 with Goodson and Porter right behind him.
Ooh.
It got a little close.
That's a little closer, and I'd want my hand in the middle. I'll promise you that. See Rick Crawford's car. He's the 3rd one coming by right now in the blue car, the number 14. He's really running fast, but he cannot make the pass to get by these 2 cars that he's racing with here.
Well, they are all lead lap cars, so this is for position. Crawford's going to try it upstairs.
Whoa.
Didn't find anything there.
Yeah, but he didn't lose a lot, so he's going to give her another try or 2 here. He seems to be real quick at the moment, but he just can't muster up enough on the outside to get by.
Loses a little bit there coming off turn number 2. Still has a good margin, 2 car lengths on Hal Goodson. Now Goodson had a look under Crawford, not that time. Goodson in that number 16 Hooters car. Crawford, that's Circle Bar Hotel number 14. He runs a Ford in this series and runs a Chevrolet in the other series he competes in. Same sponsor, same color, different car owners.
I guess the car owners prefers the Chevrolet in the other division, but Crawford's a tremendous race car driver. You see a little bit of the wall there. Somebody got a little close there and knocked the paint off the wall.
Mike Cope and Bobby Hamilton moving in. Crawford's going to try the top side this time in turn 4, and that's working for him.
Yeah, he had a great run up off the corner there. You see Bobby Hamilton getting in behind Mike Cope there. He's working hard on Cope, trying to make the pass.
Give a call to Rick Crawford. It took him 10 laps to find the right way to get past Kenseth, and it turned out to be the high side in 3 and 4. So move Crawford up to 6th place. Now Crawford has his eyes set on 5th place Skip Pannell. Pannell from Albany, Georgia. The Isaac Leaseco machine.
Whoa, Rick Crawford got a little bit loose getting out of turn 4 just then. Gathered it back up.
Al Goodson gives up a spot to Toby Porter, and here comes Mike Cope. Little contact.
Yeah, just barely. Oh, Crawford got in the back.
Yep.
There.
Just loosened him up a little. Now Pennell has not stopped for tires.
You see Crawford moving back and forth. He let him go there. He knew that he was holding Crawford up and just moved over and let him have the spot.
Remember, that 40 car is on the same tires it started the race with.
Boy, you can never tell it by the way Walls is running back up front there. He's just moving away. We're going to show you this great racing action back in the pack here. So this is where it's at right now.
Yep, Tony Walls has led every lap so far, has not come pit side.
I'd say Toby Porter should introduce himself right now.
Hey, Eddie Mercer has dropped down to the apron. He was the 3rd place car. Now Mercer may have run out of tires. Slow down the backstretch. That's really going to hurt Mercer. So here's your leader, Tony Walls, and the lap car of Wayne Anderson shadowing him. Mercer limps around to the pits. Tough break.
I'm not sure I would want Anderson back in the same lap if I was Walls, because he is really running well, and he spun earlier. He has taken on tires, but he's running quite well.
Now there's Mercer. Oh, he's going behind the wall.
Yeah, I thought that was a little more than tires when he gave up and going into turn 1.
Was in 3rd place at the time. John Crow remains in 2nd, and Mike Garvey has now moved up to 3rd. This man, Tony Walls, in 81, has led every lap. It's his 12th All-Pro start, his best career finish, 10th here at Nashville and at Gainesville in 1994. One car in the wall coming out of turn 4, Carl Long. Didn't see how he got there, but caution is out. There's Long pulling away. Doesn't look like any severe damage on his car. He came down to the inside and got into the wall, was running in 19th place.
Well, if anybody felt like they were out of tires just before this caution, they'll be coming in on this caution, I'm sure.
All right, buddy, 1st and 2nd place cars have not taken on tires. There is 76 laps to go. Do you come in?
Well, I don't know. Tony Walls is running very well on used tires, I have to say.
They're used tires, but can he get 200 laps out of them? That'll be the question as we look at Derek Gilchrist's car. We're 3/4 distance almost. It's 125 down, 75 to go. Let's see what happens. Well, Walls is pulled up inside the pace car. It looks like he may come in. And
he's coming in. He's coming in. Yes.
And Garvey, it looks like, is also coming back in. So now Crow is also coming in, and the 40 car of Skip Pannell, they have not yet had tires. So Rick Crawford will come up with the lead. There's Tony Walls rolling in. What a study in courage he has. Had a big fire in his race car out in the Midwest, came right back, hopped back at it, trying to work his way to the front of this sport. Got the attitude, the ambition, and it seems today the skill to do it. That's John Crow down at the bottom of your screen, and the red dog number 38. Tony Walls up top. The 1st and 2nd place cars. Right sides for Walls and both teams are going around to the left side. A 3-tire change for Crow and 4 for Walls.
They're having a little bit of trouble there on the right rear of Crow's car. You can see they stayed on the right rear quite a while there. They're just now starting to jack up the left side. They're moving back and forth there.
They had to roll it back because they were just over the line at the front of their pit stall. Once they rolled that car forward, and it is a 4-tire change for both cars. And Tony Walls out first. Let's check with Randy.
Walls had a terribly long pit stop. The left rear got hung up. Goodson took on 2 right side tires. And you're correct, Crow was over the line. He is being held. They got the right side tires off. There was no way he could back the car up, so they had to wait to complete the work. Now they're holding him on pit road. Tough break for Crow.
And he'll lose a lap. You see the line? And now Crow goes out. He will lose a lap. Tough break for John Crow, who's run a good bit of this race in the top 5. 73 laps to go here at Nashville. We'll be right back with you live on TNN. Big triple header tomorrow on TNN. Truck racing, bush racing, and this, the Mac Tools Gator Nationals. Tomorrow, Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time right here on TNN Motorsports. Join Steve Evans and the gang for live drag racing coverage. We're back under green. The 0-1 of Wayne Willard is on the tail end of the lead lap, so he's just in front of Rick Crawford, the race leader. John Crow trying to get his lap back, but here comes Crawford.
Well, they made contact down there. John Crow went all the way off the racing surface down on the flat, was very, very lucky to get control of the car again.
Crow penalized for being over his pit stall line, is now the last car on the lead lap. Rick Crawford, number 14, your leader. Toby Porter in black is second, and Mike Cope comes out of the pack for third place, with Bobby Hamilton right behind. Show you that restart once again.
You see John Crow on the bottom there. Willard comes down, they make contact right there. What a great piece of driving. He was all the way on the flat part of the racetrack. Most of the time he would spin when that happened.
Back to live action. Crawford with Porter, and they have a good bit of distance on third place Mike Cope, Bobby Hamilton, and Scott Hansen. Up to 6th is Scott Walters. 7th is Scott Sutherland, battled back from an early pit stop. And 8th is Jeff Fultz. Here's Mike Cope. There he is, that red and yellow car. In third place, Cope has 51 top 5 finishes. That's better than 50% of his series starts. This is his 100th race.
Well, John Crow's going to fight for every inch of real estate that's out there right now, trying to stay in the lead lap, because if Carl should come back out, he'd go right back in the back of the lead lap.
Matt Kenseth in that silver number 68, again battling with the 40 of Skip Pannell. That race is for 11th. There's Mike Garvey
at the end there in the 42 car.
Garvey trying to come back up through with those fresh tires. And Tony Walls, who led every one of the first 120 laps of this race, has a long way to go. He is 15th. And something's wrong with Tony Walls. You saw right there Wayne Anderson almost get right into the back of him. The car just wouldn't pick up off of turn 4.
Well, they seem to be back under speed now as they come around the racetrack. Look at this. Toby Porter looking on the inside of Crawford as they go down into turn 3. He's looked 2 or 3 times to the inside. Toby Porter's showing a lot of muscle right at the moment.
Crawford is going to have to deal with John Crow here or lose the lead to Porter. Down to the inside comes Crawford. Nope.
Well, John's got to fight as long as he possibly can. He's doing what he has to do. But you see Rick Crawford has the lower line now. He should be able to put him away.
They've got to get going because Hamilton is coming up, and so is Scott Hansen, closing in on this lead pack. So John Crow goes back 1 lap down. And Crawford gets a little breathing room on the second place car, that black number 44 of Toby Porter.
Yeah, Toby's going to have to make a commitment here pretty soon, too, to move on, because you see Crawford has about a 4 or 5 car length lead over Toby Porter now in second place there, the 44 car.
And if Porter looks in his mirror, Mike Cope, Scott Hansen, and Bobby Hamilton are starting to close in. There they are. That red car, the first red car, is Cope. The white one is Hansen, and the 43 is Hamilton. On Mike Cope, here's Randy.
Cope has radioed that he has a slight vibration, nothing serious at the moment, but it's something that he's keeping his feel to right now, and the guys are a little bit concerned, but he's holding off Hansen for the moment, and Hansen's applying some pressure.
Tony Walls is off the pace, flat tire on the left front. What a horrible break for Walls. And 15 just came off turn 2 and slapped the wall. Carl Long, they are both headed for the pits. Randy, besides the flat tire, what is Tony Wall's problem?
Possible broken left front shock as well. They're not too sure right now. Definitely a flat, but they think they may have broke a left front shock as well. Wow.
What a great run Tony Walls had going for 120 laps here, but it will not pay off. Hometown hero Bobby Hamilton, two-time track champion here. The only fellow to win more titles than Hamilton was Sterling Marlin.
Here comes Scott Hansen looking to the inside of Cope as he go down in turn 3. Couldn't quite make the move, Mike, but Scott Hansen's on the move.
Bobby Hamilton, what has your great start to this Winston Cup season meant to you in this Nashville homecoming?
It makes the job a lot easier when you walk across that podium and get the ovation we get now. And of course, a lot being Richard's race car helps a lot too. We have been running good, but you know, I told somebody last year, it's the easy part. Keeping on doing is the hard part.
Well, he's on the right track. I can tell you there's a lot of talent. He's making a move right there on Scott Hansen on the outside and makes it go.
Hansen, I looked like just let him go. Gave him a lot of racetrack and dropped in right behind him.
I'm not sure. I think Hansen might be having some problems. He's dropping back quite a bit right now.
Could be. Scott Walters pulling up on Hansen now. Looks to the outside. Nothing there. Hal Goodson in that white and orange Hooters machine just behind.
You know, you should never, ever speculate on Scott Hansen, though. He's so smart. He knows how to protect his tires. He may just be doing that, cooling the tires down for a late run.
50 laps to go next time by.
I can tell you one that's not saving anything. Bobby Hamilton's got that car crossed up in the middle part of the corner. He's giving it everything he's got right at the moment, trying to move in on Cope.
And here comes Hansen right back to him. For more on Scott Hansen, here's Randy.
Well, don't forget, he spun early on, and he said he did make some contact with the left side. He said the car was hit pretty hard. Now, they've changed tires twice on the right side. The car doesn't seem to be as good as it was early on, but like you say, Mike, he could be just kind of nursing it right now, saving his tires.
We'll see. 50 to go. Tony Walls lost 3 laps in the pits. He's now running in 21st position. To go from Nashville Speedway USA. Rick Crawford out of Alabama has the lead in that Ford, but a lot of racing is left here today. Stay with us. Well, the questions asked and answered on Scott Hansen. He just repassed Bobby Hamilton, and up front, good battle for the lead.
Toby Porter showing a lot of strength from the center part of the corner of the straightaway. Watch him close up on Crawford coming up off the corner. You know that's very vital here to be able to pull up on the inside and make a move down the front straightaway.
Could be just a matter of time. The time could be now. Now a little further back. Scott Walters battling the silver car of Matt Kenseth and Hal Goodson. They're trying to catch Mike Garvey.
They need to single file if they're going to catch him, because Garvey's on the move. You see him making a move on Hamilton as we speak.
Boy, Garvey really threw it in there hard.
Well, I told you a while ago, Bobby Hamilton was starting to cross up a little bit. I think that car's off quite a bit as far as the handling right now. Or car, he's got a problem somewhere else because he's not getting through the corners like he was.
Matt Kenseth and Hal Goodson move past the two-time Nashville Speedway champ. And up front, Toby Porter continues to harass Rick Crawford. Lapped car just ahead of them.
Side by side down the front straightaway, Mike.
He's not going to make it.
Don't bet your hat on it.
He did lead that lap.
Whoa.
Well, let's sandwich this.
That's going to get tight there, folks.
Yep. Boy, what a move Crawford made. He said, I'm going to the outside, and they just sandwiched that lap car. And Toby just flat ran out of racetrack.
Toby Porter showed me that he knows how to win races by making that checkup right there. If he'd have went on in, it'd been a big crash. He did a great job of holding on to that race car, and he's moving back on Crawford, trying to get back in the lead.
Let's show you that one again. That was one for the books.
Well, Mike, you see I'm making it 3 wide down the back straightaway. Now, there's just not enough room yet. They don't have 3 grooves going in the corner. You see Porter all the way on the flat there. He checks up. If he had stayed in that, boy, you talk about a big wreck. Now, we'd have had one. But look what he's got in return. He's going back for the lead again.
He is right back at Rick Crawford.
Some more lap traffic there. Every time Porter moves in, he runs into lap traffic and cannot make the move on Crawford.
Passing Wayne Willard there.
Oh.
Oof. Well, Porter doesn't get by. And going around Anderson. Rick Crawford, remember, won at Volusia County. You have to go all the way back to 1985 before the All-Pro Series was under NASCAR's umbrella to find a driver who won the first 2 races of the season. It was Butch Lindley, 1985. Crawford tried to become the first driver since Lindley to win the season's first 2 races. Now, here is Mike Garvey, who is charging hard in that Porter cable machine.
Mike Garvey's had a great race car all day long. It's been like it's on a string. But he's had bad track position, but right now he's making it all pay off. That car, look at it go up straight up off that corner. It's not getting sideways. That car is really working.
Remember, Garvey made pit stops for tires not once, buddy, but twice. And here's your leaders once again. Toby Porter right back at Rick Crawford.
I think he's got the car, but he cannot get the track position on. Crawford is very, very smart not to give him an angle to getting up off that corner.
And Crawford's car just got very, very wide.
Important on a short track. If you cut off that angle on him, it's very hard to pass a car that's running close to you. Boo.
Good battle for the lead here at Nashville. 30 laps to go.
Well, I think Toby Porter may have the faster car, but I'll tell you one thing. Rick Crawford is using every bit of his wisdom right now to keep him back.
And every inch of that racetrack.
Well, you know, it's his racetrack. He is the leader, so
That's right.
He'll make as wide as he possibly can.
Now, while all this is going on, Mike Garvey is closing in. Here's the 2 leaders. There's Garvey, top of your screen.
Yeah, Garvey would actually like to see him get side by side and start racing just a little bit. That would really change things because you don't have a preferred line. When they're following each other right now, they're in the fast part of the racetrack. Oh, Porter got sideways there.
There's 3rd place Garvey. Anderson, John Crow, each a lap down. There's Matt Kenseth, number 68, the 4th place car.
Mike, I can tell you one thing. These 2 guys right here better look in the mirror because Garvey is closing in like a storm.
He has 26 laps to do anything with these 2 leaders. And how much of his race car will he use up getting there? Well, he's almost there. There's Garvey.
He is about 5 car lengths of being there, as you say, and you can see Toby Porter getting real nervous. He's starting to really get in the throttle and get it sideways, trying to get under Crawford as they come off the corners.
Hal Goodson taking the black flag. He's the 5th place car, but that car is smoking a bit, and he's been black flag. Battle for the lead is now a 3-way battle.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Garvey's already proved that he can make the move on the outside, so he won't wait on that preferred line. He'll make that move towards the top of the racetrack.
Porter tried to make his move. Couldn't do it on the bottom. That was turn 1. This is turn 3. And Goodson has come to pit road.
Boy, Garvey made a great run up off toward turn 4 there on Porter, but run out of racetrack. He had to back off. You see him taking that outside line?
Oh, I thought Porter was going to come up right into him. Lapped car ahead.
Here comes Garvey on the outside, trying to take over second spot, and does so down the front straightaway.
Well, let's see. Trouble back straightaway. There's a crash. 33 against the fence. Conrad Burr, caution is out.
Uh-oh.
Everybody pedals out of it. He is against the outside wall in the back straightaway. And that interrupts what was a fierce battle for the lead. It's a 10th caution of the day. Wouldn't you have liked to seen that one go the final 20 laps?
We got to have it.
We will.
10th caution.
Yep. Conrad Burr out of Concord, North Carolina. The Burr Construction Chevrolet brings out this 10th caution flag. 20 to go next time by. He's okay, just waiting for the wrecker.
Boy, he was lucky to stay right where he's at on the outside of the racetrack there, because I can guarantee you one thing. That's a narrow back straightaway here.
Pit stops for Wayne Anderson, and Scott Hansen is coming to the pits. He is the 12th place car, presently the last car on the lead lap. And Bobby Hamilton is in for tires as well. Right side's going on all 3 of those cars as we come just under 20 laps to go. Well, the way they've been battling for the lead, the finish is going to be a thriller. Don't go away. Welcome back to our live coverage here from Nashville, the Slim Jim All-Pro 200. If you're tuning in for Ned Jarrett and Inside NASCAR, it will be seen immediately following this race that you're watching live on TNN right now. I'm Mike Joy with Buddy Baker and Randy Pemberton as we test out the new surface here at Nashville Speedway USA. Tomorrow, Busch Grand National Racing live on TNN here from Nashville, part of a big live triple header of racing action.
Mike, I like what I see. There's 2 grooves out there now, and Mike Garvey's proven it. He's made the move on Toby Porter to move into second place. I like it.
Rick Crawford pitted on lap 81 for tires. Mike Garvey came in on that same lap, and also Garvey again at lap 125. They just put tires on Scott Hansen's car, and the defending champion will have to come from 12th to 1st in 18 laps if he's going to repeat. That seems doubtful. Let's find out what happened to Hansen's car, Randy.
Well, Hansen thinks he's got a right front wheel bearing going, so he may not be a factor as of the rest of this race. Also, we go back up front to the 14 car Crawford. He has talked up to his crew, said, guys, I do not think that I can hold him off, but I'm going to do the best we can. They wanted to pit. They discussed it. They decided to go ahead and stay out. He's going to try and hold him off, but he doesn't have much confidence in it.
Randy, I think that if Rick Crawford was ahead of the 44, Toby Porter, he'd have a better shot of holding him off than the situation right now where Mike Garvey has taken over the second spot. Buddy Garvey has been a rocket.
No doubt about it, and Garvey's proved that he can run anywhere on this racetrack, so that makes him really dangerous when it comes down to the end here.
Hey, give a call to Matt Kenseth, too, as well. Started 11th. He's really having a heck of a run.
Yes, Kenseth has had a really strong day here, trying to avenge the DQ at Volusia County. So you look at the top 10. Rick Crawford, the leader, Mike Garvey, Toby Porter, Matt Kenseth there in 4th, and Mike Cope in 5th place. Jeff Fultz, Skip Pannell, Robert Burrows, and the 55 of Scott Walters and Bobby Hamilton 10th. Also on the lead lap is Scott Hansen and Scott Sutherland. Be right back. Well, the field's lined up single file. They go single file restarts the last 25 laps in this series. Taking a long time to load Conrad Burr's car. They had to bring out the rollback. Something locked up. They were not able to tow it off with the wrecker. So they're trying to get him up and going and out of here. Regardless, this race, you see the rear end, see how far it's moved forward? Everything was jammed up there, and they were unable to let the car roll. That's why the rollback truck is up. Well, maybe the winner's off to Opryland, the official destination of NASCAR. For more information, call 615-889-6611 Monday through Friday for info on Opryland USA. And there's Conrad Burr walking back after supervising the loading operation. In any case, this race will not end under caution. The All-Pro Series rules require a green flag, white flag, and checker to end the race.
What a great thing to have. I really don't like races that end under caution.
And the fans like it too. You notice none of this crowd has left. And with that big 3-wide battle for the lead, don't think anybody will. 15 laps showing on the scoreboard of the 200, and we get a 1 to go this time. Rick Crawford cinches up the belts a little tighter, and the Mobile, Alabama driver, 37 years old, who's had some great runs here on TNN, both here at Nashville and out at Tucson during winter heat. He's going for his 4th career All-Pro win. He won the series opener. Ooh, we may not get a restart as they pull up double file. Let's see.
It's triple file there. They are going back double file, it looks like.
Well, looks like we will get a start. I may be misinformed. I thought the series rule was single file restarts at this stage of the race. 15 laps to go, and the starter holds the green and looks over to the field, folks. This is the way it's going to be.
Mike, the restart's going to be key here. Crawford has to have a great start. He does not want to get tangled up with lap over traffic.
Wayne Anderson is the driver down to the inside on the front row. Mike Garvey in 42 is right behind Rick Crawford. Thunderbird pace car pulls in. Can Rick Crawford hold him for 15 more laps? Let's see. Slow out of turn number 4. Now he hits the button and green is in the air. What a jump by Crawford. Wow.
He can't hear what we're saying up here, I don't think, but that was a great restart. Now that's key.
And Anderson sweeps up the racetrack. That holds up Garvey. What a jump by Rick Crawford. He pulled the string. And look at the lead he's got coming out of turn number 4.
Here comes Garvey on the outside. Now he's clean and able to run back in the lead car here. The 42 there of Garvey has been a very fast race car all day long.
Mike Garvey has 12.5 laps to try to catch and pass Rick Crawford.
Now you see Toby Porter there in 3rd place. He's trying to make a move on Anderson as they go down in turn 1. You see that second groove's really coming in. They can make a move on the outside now.
Passing flag out on Anderson. There's that battle between Porter and Kenson. That's the 3rd place battle. Garvey is catching Crawford, and 10 laps will remain.
Boy, that's a lot of strength. He's running down almost 15 car lengths in just a lap there, so he is very fast. I don't know whether Crawford's going to be able to hold Garvey off.
White knuckle time. 9 to go this time by, and Mike Garvey is there.
You can see how good that car is working in the center part of the corner. You see Crawford go in there. Watch Garvey on the outside there. He's all over Crawford. Makes a little contact as they start off turn 2.
Well, Garvey went up top just as Rick Crawford came up to cover the spot. Contact inevitable. 8 laps to go this time.
You see Toby Porter there in 3rd spot moving in on the front 2 cars. So Crawford may be holding Garvey up just a little bit. We're going to have a real... Here comes Garvey on the outside.
Dead even down the back straightaway. Who'll stuff it in turn 3? Garvey by half a car length. Mike Garvey comes out with the lead.
Crawford fights back though.
And now it's a 4-car battle. Mike Garvey stuffed it in there up top. And here comes Toby Porter.
Look at Matt Kenseth in the 68 car making an outside move on Toby Porter.
Turn one. 2 cars have crashed. Caution will be out. That's George Ingol. The other car high up by the wall is the number 20, I believe. There it is, 26, excuse me. Keith White. Whew.
Wow.
Tell you what, Rick Crawford, if that wasn't the restart of the year, I don't know what was. And Mike Garvey just reeled him in, made the big move on the outside and threw it in turn 3. Look at the axle there out the side of that machine. Talk about done for the day. And we'll show you this after the first contact. Up and into the fence. Keith White, the yellow car, and the white machine is George Ingol. A lot of damage. Rear end askew. All that fiberglass hanging off the back, and the axle shaft actually sticking out the left side of the rear end. Well, with 5 laps to go, it looks like the green-white checker rule is going to be invoked here. Folks, this race will not end under yellow. It will have to go at least the last 2 laps under green. And don't forget, immediately following our telecast, Ned Jarrett and Inside NASCAR, 1 hour of all the latest NASCAR news being delayed so we can bring you the finish of this one live, and then we'll catch up with Ned. Well, they'll clean this one up and we'll come back for the run to the checker. We'll be back to Nashville Speedway USA after this word. Inside NASCAR will immediately follow today's live race telecast from Nashville Speedway. We remain under caution. We're at 198 laps. One of the cars involved in that crash sustaining heavy damage. That's George Ingol's machine. He is still sitting in the car. The whole right side, well, it's more than used up. NASCAR officials there talking to George. As you see him still in the driver's seat. The whole steering column got knocked way over to the right side passenger compartment. You can see the steering wheel through the windshield over next to the right side doorpost. So it looks like we're going to have a bit of lengthy cleanup here for this incident that has brought out the 11th caution of the day. Mike Garvey in the lead, Rick Crawford in second, Toby Porter is third, Matt Kenseth has fought his way up to fourth, former series champ Mike Cope runs in the 5th position. In 6th, Skip Pannell. Bobby Hamilton is up to 7th. 8th is Scott Walters. 9th, Jeff Fultz. And in 10th, Robert Burrows. 11th is Scott Sutherland. And 12th is Scott Hansen, the last car on the lead lap. 199 laps, but remember, we do not end this race under caution. It will finish under the green, and now the flatbed, the rollback truck, is going out to pick up George Ingol's machine. Well, buddy, the racing we've seen here today means this surface should be in real good shape for the Busch Gray National cars tomorrow.
Well, it's you know, the racetrack is great. I just hate to see anybody tear the racer up like that, and we're all hoping that he's just fine.
Yep.
That was quite a lick. You can see the cars torn up quite a bit there.
A number of the NASCAR officials down there and talking with George, who sits in the car as the rollback truck. Look at the damage to the right side of that car. Fortunately, these cars well constructed, and there's a lot of we noticed a lot of air in the right side of that car. In other words, the roll cage and the frame rail is well offset inside the track width of the car. So we're now at lap 199, and let's take a look top to bottom at everything that's happening tomorrow here on TNN Motorsports, because it's wall-to-wall auto racing beginning, and all these times are Eastern time. At 10:30 a.m. a 1-hour NHRA Today special from Gainesville, Florida. That's at 10:30 a.m. Eastern to set the day in the Gator Nationals. At 11:30 a.m. race day here on TNN. Catch up on all the world of motorsports. Race day, of course, again at 11 p.m. but 11:30 a.m. race day. That immediately follows NHRA today, and then at noon, right after race day, the Florida Dodge Dealers 400. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series starts its second season tomorrow at noon from the new Homestead Motorsports Complex in Florida. Right after that, join us here in Nashville for the Bell South Mobility Opryland USA 320. The Busch Grand National Race is live right here on TNN. And then, right after Nashville, we go back to Gainesville, Florida. The Mac Tools Gator Nationals. That'll be live at approximately 6 p.m. Eastern. Steve Evans and the rest of the TNN crowd will be down at Gainesville to bring you all the drag racing action, final round action live. Well, there's good news. George Ingold has climbed out of the car after having some time to catch his breath.
Boy, that's a good
okay.
sight there. He's standing on his own. They rung his bell pretty hard, but you see him walking on his own there. That's very important.
I think from all those scenes there, buddy, of him in the car, the most encouraging sight was that it was the NASCAR official leaning in the window talking to him, not the medical and rescue personnel. He's okay. That's good news. They'll put that car in the rollback, and we will finish this race. George Ingold starting his 80th career All-Pro race today. Here's a look at your top 10. We'll be right back. Welcome back to TNN's live coverage of the Slim Jim All-Pro 200 here at Nashville, Tennessee. Why have we completed 202 laps? Because they don't end the races in this series under caution. We'll get a green-white checker. That was George Ingold's car. Wow. Folks, at the end of this race, we're going to quickly join Inside NASCAR. So right now, let's show you a rundown. We won't have a complete rundown for you after the event. Let's tell you that the top 12 cars, there's your first 10, are on the lead lap. First 10 down through Burroughs, down through Scott Hansen are on the lead lap. Down through 16th, number 62 Baird, 1 lap down. The next 2 cars are 2 laps down, Goodson and Tammy Jo Kirk. And everyone else is 5 or more laps down through number 81 Tony Walsh, who started on the outside pole and led the first 120 laps. He is 8 laps down, or excuse me, Walsh is 7 laps down, and number 83 Derek Gilchrist is 8 laps down. Everyone else is no longer running and out of the race for the day. As you look back through the rest of the field, Mike Garvey's last All-Pro Series win came right here at Nashville in 1993 in the All-American 400. In 1993, he also won at Martinsville in Volusia County. In 92 at Gainesville, Georgia, and Odessa, Missouri. And in 1991 at Birmingham and Greenville, South Carolina. All right, they're getting the one to go sign now from the flag stand. That means they'll go green flag, white flag, and checker. Does anybody have anything for Mike Garvey?
If they do, they better show it now, because they don't have 3 laps to prove everything they're going to do. And I just think his car is handling so well, he would have to miss a shift or something like that on a restart to lose.
12 cars on the lead lap. Defending champ Scott Hansen, the last of those. Hansen believes he has a wheel bearing problem, and at one point on the last caution wasn't sure if his car would go the distance. Now it's just going to have to go 2 more laps under green. There's Hansen, the Wisconsin Aviation solid gold McDonald's machine, getting set for the restart. Fans to their feet as the Porter and Cable number 42.
Garvey got a great jump from the center part of the corner. You see it fishtail just a little bit coming off turn 4, but what a great start by Garvey.
He did just what Rick Crawford did on the last restart. Held a slow line and took off. Crawford pushes up a bit, and Toby Porter and Matt Kenseth are right with him. Trouble in 2, 1 car up to the wall. That's Anderson.
He got it back straight.
White flag.
White flag.
Mike Garvey stretches it out. Wiggles it a bit off the back straightaway. Second, third, fourth, single file. Bobby Hamilton makes a move. 6th place up high. Mike Garvey to win it. Crawford, Porter, Kenseth, Mike Cope, and Skip Pannell. Rick Crawford will leave Nashville with the point lead. He retains it by 35 points over Mike Cope.
Boy, you can hear the crowd. They really enjoyed Mike Garvey's performance today. What a great drive.
Mike Garvey will roll into victory lane. We'll have a word with the winner right after this. Garvey the winner. Rick Crawford holds on for second. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Nashville Speedway USA, where Mike Garvey has just scored his 8th career win in the Slim Jim All-Pro Series. Randy Pemberton, victory lane.
Well, Mike Garvey getting ready to climb out after a great run. Mike, congratulations. Come on out of there. Having a little trouble getting out. Here he comes. Congratulations on a great run, buddy.
Thanks a lot. I tell you what, this is our first race with all the people from Porter Cable, and this is for you guys. Hopefully this will keep you in racing, and you know the Porter Cable, maybe Contractor Supply, Myers Laminate, Monte Carlo was great all day. We really worked for track position, try to keep fresh tires on at the end. I tell you, the guys did a great job. Thanks, Ricky. I want to say hi to my wife back home. Hi, Lisa. I love you, babe. I wish you could be here. She's sick. And I tell you what, LG, you too, buddy. Wish you could be here too. And I tell you what, my guys did a great job in the pits. They came in, they changed tires, got us back out first. The car ran great all day. It ran great all weekend. And it's kind of been a little bittersweet deal. I wish we won this race. Unfortunately, we didn't get to qualify the Busch car. Second round qualifying was rained out. But I tell you what, this old baby ran pretty good. And I'm just happy to be back. And NASCAR ran a good race today, and everything is good and safe. And look at this.
Hey, can you play that thing? Come on.
I can't play it very well, but I'll sure try.
Mike Garvey, the winner here after 320. That would be tomorrow, 320. 200 laps today. Mike Garvey, a great run for this team.
He made 2 pit stops for tires, and like he said, buddy, put fresh tires on the car at lap 81 and lap 125. And that car was a rocket those last 50 laps.
Well, you got to give him a little credit, too. Tires do a lot of things, but that boy put that car in places other people didn't even dare to go up. And he made a lot of passes on the outside. Great race car, great driver.
Very aggressive run and a well-deserved win. And he gets the guitar. Here's a look at the full field rundown. Mike Garvey, the winner. Rick Crawford, the point leader. Toby Porter, Matt Kenseth, 4th place finish. And Mike Cope winds up in the top 5. Skip Pannell, Bobby Hamilton, Scott Walters, Robert Burrows, and the number 30 of Jeff Fultz completed the top 10. Also on the lead lap, 11th place, Scott Hansen, and Scott Sutherland hung on for 12th. John Crow, that penalty put him a lap down. Also a black flag penalty early in the race to Wayne Willard took him off the lead lap. And Wayne Anderson 15th, Hal Goodson a penalty 16th. Tammy Joe Kirk there in 17th position. Back in 18th, Bill Baird 19th. Number 26, Keith White, and 20th, the driver who led the first 120 laps. What a heartbreaker there for Tony Walls. The rest of these cars, except for Gilchrist, who was running at the finish, Derek Gilchrist, the rest of these cars did not finish. Here's Randy.
Well, Rick Crawford standing, smile on your face. I know you didn't think you could hold him off, and he gave you a tough run at the end. Nice run, though, today.
Really did. The Circle Bar Motel and RV Park Ford did all it could do. I mean, we named this car JYD because it's about 3 years old, and you know, we pitted early, lap 80, and came on like gangbusters, led most of the last half of the race, and it was one of them deals. I mean, he pitted late, got a little bit less on his tires, and the patch was clean on the outside, and it was all I could do to hold on for second. So had a good run, and thanks a lot to everybody back home. Appreciate it.
Looking back on it, could you have done anything differently tire strategy-wise, or at the time that was the right move?
At the time, I told you yesterday, the key is protecting that throttle push coming off the corner, and we had one bad there at the beginning, so we had to get them front tires off the car, and then so it did come at the right time for us, lap 80, and like I say, we won the first one, we're second here in the second one, so we're looking forward to a championship.
Wrong with that. He's going to be a championship contender for sure. Mike?
You bet. Buddy, a great race. A lot of two-wide racing that we don't often see on a brand new racing surface. I think the fans were well pleased, and I think the Busch drivers that were looking on were well pleased at the way things held up today.
Indeed, and we have a great, you want to know what Winston Cup drivers do on their weekends off? They come to Nashville to race tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a good thing there's no Winston Cup race this weekend because, folks, you'll see a lot of them here tomorrow in the Busch Grand National race. Tomorrow, a big racing triple header on TNN. The Florida Dodge Dealers 400 opens the Craftsman Truck Series live at noon on TNN, immediately followed by the Bell South Mobility Opryland USA 320 right here at Nashville, and then live drag racing, the Mac Tools Gator Nationals. And stay tuned because Ned Jarrett is coming up with Inside NASCAR. Hospital report on George Engel. He is okay. That's the best news we've had this afternoon. Big triple header. Hope you're loaded up for tomorrow here on TNN. We'll be here in Nashville with Buddy Baker and Randy Pembert, and I'm Mike Joy, congratulating Mike Garvey, who picks up the win in the Slim Jim's All-Pro 200, christening the new asphalt surface here at Nashville Speedway USA. So long, everybody.